Shalom, all praises to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shah. This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vintage Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. Today, I'm getting into the Hebrew Israelite white family. All the Negroes with the surname White in the Americas, Caribbean islands, Europe, and all those scattered abroad with the surname White. Before you guys were slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty in England, Ireland, and Scotland, which at one time was considered the three kingdoms, which our last king, King Charles, from the Stuarts ruled, which there were oppositions in that kingdom, which was the Jesuit order in the Roman Catholic Church. To remind y'all, the Negroes ruled the Dark Ages from 500 AD to the late 1500 AD. That was prophecy fulfilled in Revelations 20:6. And then we went into captivity from 1500 AD to the late 1600s. But before I get into any more, let me get into some scripture. I want to go to Sirach 10 and 12 through 13. And it reads, "The beginning of pride is when one depart from Yahweh, and his heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abominations. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, and throughout them and overthrew them utterly." All right, Salakia. So now I'm gonna get into and to remind y'all, the white family went into captivity around the 1400s, early. All right, and it read, "The bearers of white and its variants is generally thought to have come from the noble family of Les Blancs in Normandy." And we know the Normans were Negroes, pagan Negroes at one point from, no, they wasn't pagan. They was Christian Negroes from France, Salakia, who traveled to England in the wake of the Norman conquest. Although the name certainly came to Britain from Normandy, there is some speculation that it already existed in Britain prior to the conquest. The word white itself is derived from the Old English word wit, Hewitt, all right? The early origins of the white family. The surname White was first found in Durham, but we must look to South Warnborough and Southampton for one of the most interesting stories about the family. The church is very ancient with a fine Norman arch at the entrance, and it's the chancel and curious monument to Sir Thomas White and his family. And to remind y'all, we were the first, the Negroes was the first sirs, the first knights, the first Templars, and what have you. Now, I want to go to some notables of the white family pre-1700. And this will solidify the fact that y'all went into slavery earlier by the Caucasians. As soon as the Caucasians came out of his prison, he subdued the white family. Now, outstanding among the family at this time was John White, circa 1585, an English painter and a cartographer who was sent to Roanoke Island, now in South Carolina, as artist, map maker, and later as governor. So this is what I'm saying. They've been using your names since the 1500s. All right. Andrew White, 1579 to 1656, a Jesuit theology professor who went to Maryland as the head of a band missionaries. You know what I'm saying? And this is in the 1500s. 1593, 1676, an English Roman Catholic priest and scholar known as a theologian censored by the Inquisition. And I'm saying, and it goes on. And these are names of the wild man Caucasian that stole the white family name to the point where y'all don't have a branch to cling to. Y'all don't have a notable to cling to because they whitewashed the history as soon as they grabs hold of it, all right? So to remind y'all, white family, y'all over 1 million strong in the Americas alone, not including Europe and not including the Caribbean islands. It's about time that y'all remember who y'all are and gather together. Remember y'all are a family and take y'all flag back, gather together and come back to the Mashiach Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Keep the commandments and get your blessing. Because we living in the times of Gog and Magog, B. You know what I'm saying? This is the end days here. So gather yourselves together, keep the commandments, then gather yourselves together back to the Amashiach Yahawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and get your blessings, all right? This is Teller Nicholas with the Noble House of St. Nicholas, Vincent Saints of Israel, and House of Jacob. I'm signing off. Shalom.